Hey everyone, welcome back to Memorable Stories, the channel where we dive into the fascinating world of interpersonal conflicts and share some thought-provoking stories. Today, we're exploring a story from the popular subreddit Am I the Asshole? In this video, we'll read a story, check out some community reactions, and I'll share my thoughts on the situation. The story we're discussing today is titled Aitah for refusing to move from the adult section in a restaurant when a family complained, and it was posted by Reddit user most_committee 4721. This tale revolves around a couple who decided to have a date night at a restaurant with an adult-only section to enjoy a peaceful evening. However, their experience takes an unexpected turn when a family with young children is mistakenly seated in the same section, leading to a conflict over the couple's display of affection. Let's jump into the story. Here's the quote. My partner 38F and I decided to have a date night at this new restaurant in town that's known for its unique setup, having an adult-only section separate from the family dining area. We thought it was a perfect choice for a quiet evening together without the usual hustle and bustle associated with family-friendly places. We were seated in the adult-only section, enjoying our meals and each other's company, engaging in conversation, and occasionally sharing a few affectionate gestures like holding hands across the table and exchanging quick pecks. About halfway through our dinner, a family with 3 young children was mistakenly seated in the adult section. The kids were quite energetic, running around and being loud, which significantly changed the ambience of the area. After a few minutes, the mother approached us, asking if we could tone down our public displays of affection because it was making them uncomfortable. She said they wanted to enjoy their family meal without having to explain to their kids why 2 adults were being so intimate in public. Mind you, our interactions were nothing beyond what you'd expect in a romantic setting, just holding hands and the occasional kiss. I politely declined, emphasizing that we were in the adult-only section specifically to enjoy a quiet, romantic evening, and that our behavior was entirely appropriate for the setting. I suggested that perhaps they'd be more comfortable in the family dining area, where the environment would be more suited to young children. The father then joined the conversation, insisting we were setting a bad example for their children, and should respect their wishes to stop. I stood my ground, stating that the responsibility to monitor what their children are exposed to rests with them, especially since they were the ones in the wrong section. They eventually asked a staff member to intervene, who apologized for the seating mistake and offered to move the family to the correct section. The parents left, clearly displeased, muttering about our lack of consideration. Later, recounting the story to friends and family, we received mixed reactions. Some agreed with our stance, while others felt we could have been more accommodating given the presence of children, regardless of the section error. So AITA for refusing to alter our behavior in the adult-only section of a restaurant when a family complained. Now let's see what some of the community members had to say. Hachiko75 comments. So basically, those kids are growing up in an environment where 2 adults speak in clipped tones with each other, and are probably an argument away from communicating via sticky notes. NTA. Trailsia remarks, they were in the wrong setting. You specifically chose that setting, unless you were full on making out NTA. An occasional kiss on the lips and holding hands should be no problem. Danny Capsfan says, if you think a bit of hand-holding and a few pecks are setting a bad example for kids, I hate to imagine what their marriage was like. This family was in the wrong section. OP and his wife were in the adult section precisely so they could have a nice dinner. The fact that the family didn't ask to be removed from the section and put in the family section speaks to their sense of entitlement. To summarize, the story revolves around a couple who chose an adult-only section in a restaurant for a peaceful date night, only to have their experience disrupted by a family mistakenly seated in the same section. The family confronted the couple about their mild public displays of affection, leading to a disagreement. In my opinion, the couple had every right to enjoy their evening as they intended, especially since they were in an adult-only section. The onus was on the restaurant to correct the seating error and on the family to adapt to the environment they found themselves in, not on the couple to change their behavior. The situation highlights the importance of respecting designated spaces and understanding that different settings cater to different audiences. What do you think about this situation? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more memorable stories. Before we dive into the continuation of the story, let's quickly recap the narrative so far. The title of the story is AITA for telling my wife I'm not going to support her being a stay-at-home mom, written by turbulent_ruin, 1495. This story revolves around a couple in their mid-30s. The husband, who comes from a wealthy background, is conflicted about his wife's desire to become a stay-at-home mom and an Instagram influencer. They already have a 3-year-old daughter and another child on the way. The husband prefers having 2 working parents for financial stability. He is hesitant to support his wife's new aspiration, which he doesn't view as a real job. Now let's continue with the story. Me and my wife are in our mid-30s. We met in our 20s. One of the main things that really made me like her was that she kept working for what she wanted and wasn't really dependent on anyone. So for some context, I come from money on my dad's side. My mom is middle class but not doing as well as my father. They aren't married. Me and my wife have 1 kid who's 3, and she's pregnant with our second. While we both work, our daughter is with my mom since she's retired. My wife pays my mother to watch her. So the problem is that she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. I told her no, as I wasn't supporting that. She asked why. I said I prefer 2 working parents and it gives us more income. She said I could support it on my own, which I could. I still told her no. She asked again and said she wants to be one of those Instagram moms and do more for the kids. I told her I would consider it. She's been bugging me about it. I told her if she wanted to do part-time, she could, but she would have to take on more of the chores in the house. She said no, as she would still be working on Instagram. I told her Instagram is going to pay less than $5 an hour at first, so that's not a real job. She's been crying and bugging me about it for a while. I asked one of my friends. They said they wouldn't want a financial leech either, which is kind of mean, but I can see that. So am I the A****? So a main question I keep getting is why only my wife pays for childcare. The answer is she makes less money than me. We don't split bills 50/50ths, so it's easier for her to just pay the cheaper bills. She only pays my mother $100, as that's all she will take and won't take anymore. The comments on this story are quite interesting. Jazzlike_adeptness_1 says, she wants to be there for her 2 children, to nurture them, to spend quality time with them, to give them her undivided attention. Record scratch, she wants to be an Instagram mom. Forbid her to post your kids online. OMG, what is happening right now? The world has gone mad. Okay, map 6,599 comments. No, not another Insta mom wannabe. I think part-time paid work is a good compromise. Stick to your guns, NTA. New Redditor 9,572 ads, NTA. A TikTok mom's child is currently missing after she constantly posted her child online. I wouldn't even allow her to post your children online. That's too dangerous. To summarize, the story delves into the complexities of modern relationships, work-life balance, and the influence of social media. The husband's reluctance to support his wife's desire to become a stay-at-home Instagram mom raises questions about financial responsibility, the value of traditional employment, and concerns over privacy and safety, especially in relation to their children. My thoughts on this story are that communication and compromise are key in any relationship. While it's important to support your partner's dreams, it's equally vital to ensure that these dreams do not compromise the family's financial stability or the children's well-being. In the age of social media, it's crucial to consider the impact of public exposure on family life. If you found this story interesting, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more insightful discussions. Your engagement helps us grow and continue providing quality content. Thanks for watching. Before we continue with the next part of the story, let's briefly summarize what we've read so far. The story, titled AITA for keeping a security cam recording of my wife hitting my son, is written by Epsilon_B and involves a difficult divorce scenario. The narrator, amidst a nasty divorce, possesses a security camera video of his wife losing her temper and physically harming their 5-year-old son, who has ASD. The wife threatens the narrator with limited access to their son, prompting him to consider using the video as leverage in their divorce proceedings. The story reflects the complexities of marital breakdown, custody battles, and the moral dilemmas faced in such situations. Now let's continue with the story. Wife and I are in a nasty divorce, post-history refers. I happen to have saved a living room security cam video from over Christmas of my wife losing her temper with our son, 5-yo, with ASD, where he was pulling her hair and she slammed his face several times into the couch. My wife threatened me just now I will never see my son or the bare minimum, and that the court always sides with the mother. To which I showed her her actions and that if we can't find a fair arrangement, I will use it. To which she exploded. AITA, or just a desperate father? Edit. Sent to lawyer already edit 2. We live in my wife's country and I don't speak the language. No residency issues. Comment. Juror 3 Dimon says, "You are not an asshole. You are not a desperate father. You are someone who needs to take that video to your divorce lawyer immediately. File for full custody of your son. You give her supervised visits and you get the divorce done and over with. Neither of you deserves to be treated that way by that woman. Courts do not always side with the mother, especially when there is video evidence of suspected physical abuse. Good luck, OP. Many blessings upon you." Admirable Avocado comments. Fair arrangement? You should use this footage to get full custody ASAP, period. How wouldn't you possibly feel bad for leaving your son with someone 50% of the time where you know that bad things could happen? You know he isn't safe with his mother, and not fighting for full custody makes YTA in my opinion. OK reply 9,552 ads. Fair arrangement? She's going to abuse your child every time she gets mad. You should show it to the court and get full custody and/or she gets supervised visits. He's not safe with her. To summarize, the story revolves around a father grappling with a difficult divorce and custody battle, armed with a video that could significantly impact the case. The comments overwhelmingly support the father's right to fight for full custody, emphasizing the child's safety and well-being above all. Reflecting on this story, it's clear that situations involving child custody and domestic conflict are deeply complex and emotionally charged. This story underlines the importance of prioritizing the well-being and safety of children in such disputes. It also highlights the critical role of evidence in legal proceedings, especially in cases of alleged abuse. The moral dilemma faced by the father, torn between using the video as leverage and protecting his son, is a poignant aspect of this narrative. In such situations, seeking legal advice and support is crucial, as is ensuring that any actions taken are in the best interest of the child involved.